Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm here with a very, very different sort of video. Uh, you remember my Pitch Lloyd call-out post? Call-out video? Well, I'm doing something similar, though this time I don't really have the speed draw going, because I'm saving that for a different video. But basically, so there's someone online whose username I am not going to mention in this video, nor am I going to link their video in this video. But basically, this guy bashed an Utau user for using Utau and their mixing and mastering skills. He did this in a way that made fun of them, and instead of being constructive criticism, it turned into more of just him cringing and committing cringe culture, which is dumb and stupid, and honestly, I feel really bad for Tiki, who is the creator of this Utau. The Utau that he is making fun of is called Hageshi ARE, and basically he's making fun of Tiki for using her and her mixer in their mixing and their mastering, which I understand, but he does this so much throughout the video that it's just bordering on just completely bashing Tiki. So I'm going to be going through the entire video, and I'm going to be making counterpoints on every single piece of criticism that he has, because honestly, this guy has never really heard Utau stuff, clearly, because all it seems like his expertise in is popular Vocaloid songs, as opposed to Utau in covers and that type of community. So he's clearly unfamiliar with our Utau community as a whole. That doesn't mean that he can't give criticism on mixing and mastering, but he never really states anything on how to improve, and then also he just, like I said, it's just bordering on bashing and making fun of Tiki for her work, even though Tiki is a young child, and from what I can tell, this guy is probably in his late teens, possibly even an adult. And he's bashing this creator and her Utau that she clearly worked really hard on, because I actually downloaded Hageshi and tested out one of her banks. So Tiki has created 3 primary banks that are available right now, which are a CV bank, which is probably going to go away at some point, a CVVC, which is what I ended up using because I thought it sounded the nicest, and then a VCV. And Tiki is releasing a new VCV bank for Hageshi in August. So I really look forward to that. I've really enjoyed this Utau. It's such a nice tone. But that's for another video, because I'm going to be making a part 2 of this, where instead of fighting this random dude on the internet, instead I am going to be reviewing Hageshi ARE and basically how Tiki can improve the voice bank, and then also talking about Tiki's mixing and mastering and how they can improve that. So yeah, on to the video.
Hi, welcome back to Minis. So today's episode is going to be related to music. I love music. Everyone loves music, except people who are deaf, who cannot appreciate music, in which case I am very sorry for you. But anyway, music. It's great. It's beautiful. And if you've seen any one of my videos, you'll know that I love Japanese music. Okay? I don't understand any of the lyrics, but I love Japanese music. Call me a fucking weeaboo however you want to. I will accept that moniker if I get to keep listening to the stuff that I want to listen to.
Okay, so just after that, we can clearly tell that he does listen to Vocaloid stuff. And dude, you're valid. We're all flippin' weebs. Sorry for not swearing, but like, I prefer not to swear with my actual voice. But yeah, you're valid. Everybody on the internet is valid. Yeah.
Anyway, so I went on Spotify. I was looking for some new artists to listen to because, you know, you gotta always look for more music. And Spotify recommends a lot of artists. I was listening through some Vocaloid artists, and then I came across a certain character. Came across a certain artist, and well, let's just say it's very interesting. Yeah, I may or may not have found the worst Vocaloid ever made.
At this point, it's clearly a misnomer, because he calls her a Vocaloid. Clearly, his audience does not know the difference between Vocaloid and Utau, which, my dude, make a video on that when you actually learn about Utau and that kind of stuff. I think it would be very useful for you and your fan base, because calling her the worst Vocaloid ever when she's, one, not a Vocaloid, and two, there are worse Utaus out there is kind of way too much of a, I don't know how to, like, exaggeration, I guess, as well as a blatant kind of lie. Sorry. I don't know where I was going that either. I'm kind of just doing this as I go along. I'm sorry. There's a part of the video right here where I've cut it out because it has his username, but basically it says X bullies a child, which is kind of true, dude. I know you're poking fun at it and that kind of stuff, but really you're just bashing this child, this person who's just trying to work and improve on this. So, you know, don't.
Okay, so this is Hageshi Kikene. I'm not sure if that has any sort of meaning. Hold on, let me look up. Does it? No. Yeah. So Hageshi Kikene is this one girl's character. Wow. So Kikene doesn't mean anything.
Dude, does it need to have meaning? The whole point of an Utau is that it's someone's work, their character, that kind of stuff. So Tiki probably just chose this name because they thought it sounded cool, as opposed to having an exact meaning. Because not all Utaus have to have meanings for their names. For example, my first ever Utau was named Cynthia, specifically with, like, play on vocal synth and the name Cynthia. And that was basically the entire name. It doesn't have to be that meaningful, dude. So, yeah.
Okay, so I might have trampled into some very strange territory here, because this is drawn a lot better than I expected it to be. So there's this. You know, these look good. These genuinely look good. They look like commissions.
That's because apparently they are. If you actually knew this person whose Utau you were making fun of, you'd know that they actually asked for, like, they paid actual commissions to make their Utau. And I was confirmed this by Zim. And I remember, well, Zim. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce even Zim. But anyways, they confirmed that Tiki did pay for commissions, and I remember there was one comment on this guy's video that made fun of Tiki for using picrews, but no, they are not picrews, and that is actually just plain hurtful to say that Tiki used picrews when they actually had to pay for somebody to draw their Utau.
They probably are commissions, but they look good. And let's go onto the official page on Spotify, and I will show you why. This is bad. Sea Lily Deep Tail. This is the song that I found this from.
Okay, just based on this one clip, in my opinion, he is overreacting. Yes, there is a ton of reverb in this. Probably too much reverb. It is true, but it's not that painful to listen to. You don't need to overreact like this, dude. Honestly, it's decent. Yeah. I mean, it's not to the high quality level that, super produced Vocaloid songs are, but it's clear that Tiki is making an effort. And also, quick mention, you did not even mention their name whatsoever during this entire video. You did not credit Tiki for using their covers as well as their Utau in this video. So that is one correction I'd like you to make. Mainly, just include that it was Tiki who made this Utau or whatever in your gosh darn description. Please and thank you.
Oh, what is that? Oh my god. No. Oh. Fuck me. Why is there reverb? Why does her voice have reverb?
The voice has reverb because, it was probably mixed in some kind of digital audio workshop, which, based on the fact that you only know Vocaloid songs, and you don't know Utau or how to produce music and that kind of stuff, you probably don't know what a digital audio workstation even is. Plug for one of my other videos where I actually explain what a digital audio workstation/workshop is. So yeah.
No! Why does it have reverb? That's so bad! You could have just not had reverb. Why are the vocals mixed so loudly?
He does have a valid point here, where Tiki could reduce the amount of reverb that they use for their covers, as well as maybe better audio balancing, because the thing about covers is it's like a tricky little cycle or whatever where you need to balance the instrumental and the actual voice itself. So basically, yeah. At this point, I'm just gonna skip further ahead in the video because at this particular point, it's just more of the same on him making fun of this. So I'm just gonna cut to the more important parts of the video. The more important parts that I actually want to create a rebuttal for. This way this doesn't go on for an extra amount of time. Because right now, I'm at about 11 minutes for just my own voice. And then I gotta mix my own voice in to basically to show, the video and then my commentary cutting to me and that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
It's so bad! You can so clearly tell that the person who made this is not even close to being Japanese. Not even close.
I proceed to point at all the overseas Utaus. You don't need to be Japanese to cover a Japanese song, my dude. It does help for pronunciation purposes if you are Japanese, but Kikene's pronunciation, from what I can tell, is perfectly fine other than, maybe a couple syllables where it goofs a little bit, but what can you do about that?
You gotta first accept the fact that kikene isn't even a real word.
Do you think anyone cares that kikene isn't a real word? No one really does. 'Cause, I mean, clearly Tiki just chose it because they thought it sounded cool. So don't make fun of them for it. Thank you.
But second, the way that she says those syllables, the utau. Yeah, so utau, in case you don't know, utau is basically a free Vocaloid. There's a lot of differences, but that's basically the gist of it. So you can tell that they did not spend the money on Vocaloid.
So, another thing with, pronunciation, apparently, but him pointing out that they did not spend the money on Vocaloid, I mean, Vocaloid is expensive! And they wanted to make an Utau themselves, clearly, because this is their Utau, this is their voice, and the fact that you keep making fun of them for this and all of that kind of stuff is extremely rude. And personally, oh yeah, and at this point, I've actually seen some of the roasts on his video. Good job, guys. I'm really proud of you guys for being the aggressive ones while I just sit there passive aggressive making an entire video about it. But yeah, Vocaloid is not the best option for everybody. Vocaloid in the United States, it's at least $200. To give you an estimate, that is a lot of money. Yeah. And just for price comparison, Vocaloid costs about $200 at the very least. If you want to get the premium pack or something, that's $360. But for price comparison, Chip Speech is $100. Synth V, I'm pretty sure, is also $100 for the actual version, and then I'm pretty sure it's maybe $100 per voice bank. But Synth V does have the option of having the Synth V editor, where you get the free trial version that never expires, and then you get to use 3 voice banks for free without needing to pay for them, which is Eleanor Forte, Yamine Renri, and Genbu. So, and then there's also M-Voice, which is overpriced. Don't buy M-Voice. R.I.P. Lucy.
And Utau was simply a second choice. Because to some people, Utau is it's an artistic decision. But with this, you can clearly tell.
I'm gonna cut you right off there, buddy. Utau clearly is never anyone's first choice. Usually it's the choice you make when you feel like, oh, Vocaloid is too expensive, it's out of my price range, and then Utau is also a beautiful way to record your own voice bank. So, yeah, you get to use your own voice. And then the other issue I have here is that he's comparing somebody who has experience with Utau for maybe about a year, and that's, the rough date range that I have seen from basically Hageshi's creation or whatever, which was July something of last year. So Tiki has only been at this for about a year. Meanwhile, you are comparing them to somebody who has been working on Vocaloid and occasionally Utau stuff since August of 2010. That is about 10 years of experience. So you're comparing someone who has only had a year of experience to grow and develop and improve to someone who has had 10 years. How fair is that?
And went, hey, I can do that. No, you can't.
Okay, at that point, you're just being a jerk by telling them, no, they cannot make music like the big Vocaloid producers can. That is probably one of the worst things you could tell somebody if you want them to improve and grow and develop. Because they're clearly trying to improve and become better at music. That's probably their final goal, alongside expressing themselves using Hageshi and to get that out there. By saying that they cannot potentially be like Circus P or Crusher P or any of the big name Vocaloid producers, that's heartbreaking. And true, nobody's going to get to the popularity of that, but I still believe everybody has the potential to make great music. And the rest of the video is very much of him making fun of Tiki and Utau and that kind of stuff. At this point, I think my video is done. I've got nothing more to say other than, hey, this guy needs to stop. He needs to learn more about Utau and how that functions and how much work goes into Utau. I am honestly genuinely mad and frustrated because this guy is targeting someone who was at the level that I was 2 years ago, where I had no clue how to mix, how to master, how to even make a good voice bank. Though I'm pretty sure that Tiki's voice banks are actually really, really good, by the way. Like, I tried out their CVVC. It's very, very good, though it does have some aliasing issues. But, they're still at that mixing and mastering stage that I used to be at. And the fact that this guy is making fun of this particular point in Tiki's progress it's personal. It hurts. So, I'm sorry, my dude. If you actually pay attention to this video, which you probably will, I'm gonna be sending you this video after it's uploaded and complete. If you actually watch this, I hope that next time when you want to point out an Utau or a Vocaloid that you think sounds dumb or stupid or anything like that, that instead you'd hold your tongue and instead think about the impact that it has. Because at this point in time, you've angered a small community of people, and all you're gonna do is get flames of hate for hurting somebody who has put their heart and soul into creating something that they love. And instead of giving them proper criticism on how to improve and how to better themselves, you just crash them and destroy them and hurt them with your words. So, yeah. Please think better next time. I am making a part 2 of this, where, unlike this guy, I instead choose to make a video where I instead of being like brutal, brashing criticism like this guy was, instead I am going to review Hageshi's CVVC voice bank, because in my opinion that's the best of the released voice banks. I can't wait for Tiki to release the new VCV Hageshi Kikene voice bank, because I'm very excited. From the demo, it sounds really, really good. I'll be reviewing the CVVC and then giving Tiki some tips on how to potentially improve. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching and listening all the way through if you've gotten to this point. Thank you.